Hello and welcome to Tomi Talks TV. I have one singular goal with this show, and that is to help you make smarter decisions so that you can have better relationships. I'd like to start as usual by saying a massive thank you. Thank you for all your likes and your shares and your comments on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. I really appreciate you because they're helping us spread the message further faster. So thank you very much indeed. Now today I'm going to take another one of your questions, and it goes like this. I have been in a godly relationship without sex for about 6 months, and my partner just secured a job, but the salary isn't really a large amount. His plan is to get married to me before the year runs out or before Easter next year. I don't know whether I should go ahead and agree with his plan or not, because I feel he isn't financially strong enough to start a family, and I am in my final year in university. I don't want to be a burden to him. I love him so much. What should I do? Now, first of all, let me say congratulations that you found an amazing relationship. You found a godly relationship, and it's quite clear to me that both of you want to do this right. You want to build, the right kind of marriage and the right kind of future for each other. I would say that I do agree with you that you need to be mindful of how you take steps forward in terms of getting married if you feel like at this stage you're not yet financially secure, because as you're saying, if he's just started working and his income is probably not yet enough to support a family, you might end up putting yourselves under financial stress that is unnecessary if you take the plunge now, because not only do you have to pay for the wedding, but then you have to think about your marriage after the wedding. So what do I suggest? Let me read this scripture for you in Proverbs chapter 24 and verses 3-4. It says, "By wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. By knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches." So what I would say is this. First of all, you need wisdom. It talks about wisdom. You need wisdom to know how to approach your fiancé regarding this issue, so that the way you approach him does not affect his self-esteem or make him feel like you don't believe that he's planning well enough, or you don't necessarily believe in his future. So that's the first thing. You need to choose your moment and choose your words in how you communicate with him about what your thoughts are regarding getting married. You both also need wisdom to plan exactly how things should work as far as your finances are concerned, and how exactly you want to go forward. So wisdom is key, and financial wisdom is all over the scripture. So that's the first thing that I will say. The second thing is this: you need understanding. It says by understanding a home or a marriage is established. So you both need to come onto the same page regarding this, and that comes by good communication. So I would really suggest that you take time and sit down together and have a good conversation about what your future plans are, where you want to arrive as a family, and what you actually think you need at this stage to be able to build a family. I mean, you don't need a huge amount. Like I always say to people, look, don't spend all your money planning a wedding that you cannot afford. You've got to arrange a wedding that is reasonable for the finances that you have, but then you also have to have an idea of what kind of budget do we need to live, to have a home over a roof over our heads, and to put food on the table. So those are the most important things when you first get married. So you have to have a discussion about that, because understanding comes by discussion and communication. That then you come to a place of understanding as a couple. And then the last thing that it says in this scripture is that by knowledge the rooms are filled with pleasant and precious riches. So that simply means that you need to engage in gaining financial knowledge as a couple. So both of you need to be thinking about what do we need to do to plan for our future. Learn about budgeting, learn about saving, learn about investments, and how to develop other streams of income that will help you in your home and in your marriage, and begin to work on that. I always say that there is no excuse for financial illiteracy in this day and age. So, take the time and develop yourselves. I mean, you may not necessarily be there today, but, if you're both working together to gain the financial knowledge you need to take you into the future that God has planned for you, to make all the difference in the world. So essentially what I'm saying is this: take the time, approach it with wisdom, come to an understanding with him, and between the two of you, as you build up yourselves in knowledge, you will come to a place where things work for you. But, as I said to you, at this particular point in time, you need to be thinking about, what kind of plan do we have in place, and when would it be reasonable for us to actually get married? Because as long as you set a target for yourselves and say, well, this is how long it would take us to get to that place, then at least you know what you're both working towards. And I think that will be encouraging to him. Well, I hope this has helped you. If this has helped you, then please leave me a message on Facebook, on Instagram or YouTube, or wherever it is you're watching. And if you've got a question you'd like me to answer, then head on over to tomitalks.com/ask, and I'll answer your question next time. See you next time. Bye-bye.